Hello, everybody. Hello. Remember that old ad from Halo shampoo? Hello, Anyway, sorry. I get on Jags. Anyway, welcome to Sisters of the Mystical Tarot. I am Weirdo Aley, Heart and Soul Connected. And next to me over here is my friend Val.
I'm the Weirdo Val.
We will wave like this, right? Yes, like
yes, that's right.
Yes. Below me is Shari from Voices from the Swamp.
I'm Psycho Shari.
Swampy.
Yeah.
I'll call you Swampy Shari.
Shari. There you go.
And then we have the voice of reason, Marina from Heart Center Tarot, who comes from the country we all wish we were in right now. So welcome, everybody.
I'm your safe haven. Just remember, I'm your safe haven.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
So welcome to the show. Obviously, I'm in charge this time. We each take a week. And last week was so productive, I felt, with Val's topic about, real listening and things like that. So I came up with the topic for this week, which we're going to talk about, which is triggers and how we get triggered by certain things and where that actually occurs in us, how we can work with it. And so I don't know that, do you ladies feel like this is a more modern word to use for the reason that we feel like somebody is creating angst in our body or in our soul or whatever? I don't remember this word before, say, maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah, I kind of think it's an appropriate and very definitive word because that's what you feel like. Oh, you got
right.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. I think prior to that, you would be called emotional or someone who takes things personally. And
put down.
We're often accused of being hysterical.
True. Yeah. Or you need to go sit down over there in the corner for a while and chill out.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, ladies. I'm going to say hi to some folks because I know we're just getting here. So hello, Pamela. Hello, Anita. Mary Thornberry. The word is triggered, Mary. Triggered.
Yes.
Yeah. Guten Tag, Maureen. Yeah. Thank you. And we have Risty and we have Sarah and Donna. Artist Liz is here. Lois T. Marina. Mickey Montoya. Tiffany Tisdale and Janet. It's wonderful to have you ladies here. See if I missed anybody. Val's here. Anya's here. Thank you. And Shari's here. Yeah. So,
The important people are here.
The important people have made it. So we're all set. And happy Wednesday. Yeah. I have not been watching too much about the Davos Economic Summit, but it is fascinating. And I really enjoy everybody else, but you know who, because I'm learning a lot. I really am. And I like the way that some of the leaders work with each other and just really get along well. So makes me happy. Anyway, hi, Barb. Nice to see you. So today's topic again is triggers. Let's start out by maybe giving a place in your own experience that has been a trigger for you, and then we'll move into some of the more general things about it. If you want to bring up a topic.
Oh, sorry. Not on you.
Are you triggered? Well,
I can start. Oh, go ahead, Marina. Yeah. I remember being very triggered, and I didn't know what it was at the time, but and you've heard me say this before, when I was married and my husband at the time used to ask me about things, you get a sense of this, you get a sense of that when it related to him, but if it related to someone else, he would say, be careful, she's a witch. And the witch always felt like a stab in the heart, or just my stomach would turn. And it took a long time to realize, yeah, that had something to do with obviously past life situations.
True.
And yeah, being able to identify it, put a name to it, and kind of rewrite what that meant to me. So yeah, that word no longer triggers me. Now when I see witch or I hear you're a witch, it's damn right I am. You want to mess
Where
with
did you feel it in your body? Do you remember where that word was?
Yeah, it was in my heart and in my solar plexus. Like
okay, yes,
yeah, like a punch.
And I have to say, just interject here, that Marina had a relationship with her husband, and for it to be a heart, definitely past life kind of situation, of course. So
yeah.
where it hits you really is how you're corded to that, to whatever person and experience you're having. So that's that. You can tell that's a past life wounding,
Sure.
just like you said, Marina. Just
yes,
yeah.
Well,
thank you for sharing that. Val, you were going to say something. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say,
yeah.
For some reason, I can't think of any personal triggers, but I mean, personal one-on-one, but I can think of situational, like my computer. My husband helps me with IT. He's my IT manager. And when something happens to my laptop, or I'm not able to function properly for some reason or another, not so much the internet. If that goes out, it's the internet.
Right.
Yeah.
But if something happens and my laptop's not working right or something of that nature, and I can't get on a show and it's scheduled and all this stuff. I can't think. I melt down to the point where I'm not functioning and I'm panicking.
I hear you.
And so looking at this trigger, it's like powerlessness, a sense of powerlessness. And I have now implemented this calm breathing where I will take the steps. I will step back. I will consider the situation, and I will move through it in a more logical way to take the steps. Even if I have to Google, what are the steps to figuring this out?
Yeah.
Instead of the emotions happening to me over it. And so
that's good that you could recognize it, that you know where it was in the body.
Yeah.
With me,
it's that safety. It's in the lower chakras.
No, I hear you. Because my mother always told me that if you were going out anywhere as a child, you would do not going to sit on any toilets. Okay, you just can't. And if you have to go pee, then she'll hold me over the toilet or whatever, put all this paper down, And so every time we went somewhere, my stomach would really start to be triggered. And the other trigger I thought of last night is my son's trigger. When he goes into the bathroom, another bathroom problem, at his house, he brings a book in. And so when he goes into Barnes and Noble, he always has to go to the bathroom.
It's a trigger.
It's a trigger. And it's in the body. You know what I mean? Really is. It's like, I know he's going to go. He's going to be in there for a while.
Yes. And it does happen like that.
It does happen like that. Yeah. Shari, what about you?
Well, at the moment, it's the cat that's triggering me, the little one, Bruno, although he's not so little anymore. He keeps trying to sneak attack me onto the desk to knock everything over. That's why I was hollering a minute ago. Just trying to keep him from wiping all my candles that I've got set up. He's the lizard's aquarium is like right on the other side of my curtain right here. And he likes to get on top and aggravate the lizard, but then he sees me and he wants to jump through the curtain and come dive bomb me on the desk. And right now he's literally like underneath the blanket that my brother covers up at night for the lizard to have peace and quiet. Well, he's like under the blanket between the screen and blanket, terrorizing the lizard. So
Wow.
poor lizard doesn't stand a chance. He's
We've got some
Uh,
feedback. Can you girls hear it? Can you hear the feedback?
Sorry?
No?
there's
hear-
other feedback coming through. I
There's
don't know.
been terrible feedback from the beginning, but when Shari and I muted, you and Marina still had the feedback in
Yeah,
the beginning.
so-
We both muted.
I muted and I could still hear it. So maybe it's you, Marina. I don't
It's
know.
Marina. It's
Okay.
You know what?
putting you on the pedestal.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to mute and let's see
All
let's
right.
see what
Okay.
happens.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe it will or won't
Hello?
happen. Yeah.
Can anybody
it
hear
now?
feedback?
No.
No.
No feedback.
So
It's
it
gone.
is you, I guess.
It's
Yeah.
Marina.
Sorry.
Okay, something's picking
Yeah.
up somewhere.
There isn't any way. It's not a quick
Yeah.
fix thing to solve
Yeah.
something like that because you don't know what it is.
And it happens to all of us because the internet's
does.
damn
It
wacky.
It
So
does happen
uh,
to all of us.
anyway. Well,
anyway,
we'll
get
just
back
let,
to the
we'll just
topic.
let Marina talk when it's her turn, and you know,
Yeah.
and then, yeah.
What triggers me, I guess what my biggest trigger has always been not a word per se, but an action of people drinking too much, drinking alcoholic beverages too much, especially if they become Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde kind of characteristic. I mean, I grew up with that. My grandmother was bad alcoholic and a horrendous person when she was drunk. And my late husband was an alcoholic, and he was like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde before he quit. And then 14 years he was clear and clean. It took a lot for him to get that way, but even today, if I'm in a restaurant, if I'm somewhere in public, where I see people that have imbibed just a little too much and they're getting a little mean in their rowdiness, it's like a sucker punch to my gut. I feel it center mass. I feel it in
unresolved, Shari. That's because it's
Yeah.
unresolved.
Yeah, and it is. It feels like somebody's just like punched me really hard right in the stomach, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's probably the biggest trigger I have is that very. I mean, I go out and have a drink every now and again, like most everybody else. I'm a one limit person. I don't drink more than one, maybe two, if I'm not driving, but I don't turn into Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. I get just silly and lovey-dovey with everything and everybody. That's just the way it affects me. And then I get sick. So that's why I don't do it.
Sure.
Because
Yeah.
it makes me ill.
It's understandable. I think a lot of people have issues with that particular thing with or if people over imbibe on smoking pot. There are a lot of people that just spend the whole day and then they're stoned and they're not even, you can't communicate with them. So I totally get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
And it hits you in the stomach because it's like a gut punch. So
It
that
is.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah. So so here we go. A trigger is an unresolved imprint. And it's an imprint on our emotional nervous system or spiritual that gets activated in the present but belongs to the past, which makes perfect sense, especially in your case, Shari. And in Marina's case, it did too. And Val, I mean, we can all say it isn't like at the moment that this is just all of a sudden something that comes in. You've been dealing with this on and on. It says they're not flaws. And I loved that because it was like, oh, good. Just like, you know, because it's hard to do that. It says they're signals. And most of the time, a boundary wasn't honored that you set for somebody. An emotion wasn't safe to express, or a love, safety, or feeling or belonging felt conditional. Well, I'll love you as long as you're quiet, or I'll love you as whatever it is. And also, it triggers our initiation points where our soul is asking for integration instead of avoidance.
Yeah.
So, Val, let's talk about the where in the body and so on. If
You
you'd
know,
like to.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I just want to say, even if you can't figure it out, usually you can, because if it's any kind of fear or like that, it's going to be in the lower chakras. It's going to be in that solar plexus, or that even the root chakras, security threatened, all of that. You're going to feel it in those places, or even the sacral. But one of the things to realize is that, you don't have to fix it. It's not something you have to figure out right then and there in the moment. But really, they're asking for regulation. A trigger is asking, regulate me. Hello, I'm coming up for you. So work with it. And that feeling of being unsafe means, it doesn't mean anybody's doing anything wrong or anything like that. It doesn't mean you have to, none of that stuff. Don't even go to any of that stuff. But where it's hitting you in the body, definitely, as you're feeling it. Neck and stomach. So you can think of it as how it hits you in your body part. Definitely, if you can't feel chakra, feel, is it a pain in the neck? That literally is accurate.
It is literally.
Stomach, if it's making you sick and it triggers a sick stomach, definitely.
Does that work for a pain in the ass too?
Yeah, a good pain in the ass, it works for that too.
Absolutely. Well, if somebody has diarrhea, it's the runs. They call it the runs.
It's the runs.
And it's running away from the trigger.
It really is. And you can tie it back to any of those things and realize my sense of powerlessness in that computer kind of glitchy stuff or laptop problem stuff. It's kind of like, I think it's like it's my solar plexus or my sacral. I haven't, it's down there. It could be both of them for all I know. And I realize, take the deep breaths, it's all going to work out. I am in control of the situation in the way in which I'm just going to let it flow. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to access information to interface with how to solve the problem. So it's about solving the problem of my computer stuff. And I'm breathing through it because I know I'm a powerful being. So I had come to the rationality of it. And I'm sure it's a metaphor for many things in one's life where they feel inadequate to the situation. Like, I don't have IT experience.
Right.
I can't. So, but you know what? I have GPT chat. So I can go in.
I know just enough to get myself into more trouble.
So, it can help you interface in those situations. So you aren't, even if you don't have the expertise, you can help yourself out of those situations. So I don't have to feel powerless, nor do you, when these things occur and we have no foundational experience for the expertise involved. And it's just hitting it from that level of, oh, okay, it happened again. I'm just going to relax. I'm going to chillax. And so it got easier every time.
Sure.
That was my whole weekend. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's right. We're in a lot of tough energy right now, honestly.
We are.
I was explaining to the people in my class that I have so much stuff to do, and I've asked and asked for help, and I don't get help. So I go in and I start doing it. And then the help comes over and wants to interject some things. And it really triggered me. And as I explained to them, it was all plastic, which it really worked out well, but I just and threw it in the air. And it's like, if you want this done the way you like, then you do it, because I'm busy, So, yeah.
But, that in itself, though, in that situation, you're not going to give your power away to somebody. You're not doing it. So your trigger is, I'm in the middle of something, I'm doing it. You're drawing a hard line.
Right.
Which is what you need to do. You're drawing a hard line for your boundaries, and by George, don't cross them or do it yourself.
And Garnet, I just have to say that I have a Capricorn moon, or I'm sorry, rising,
Yeah.
and you're a Capricorn.
Yeah, I'm
And
Capricorn
our
rising.
Capricorn moon it's been really a tough Capricorn season.
I'm a Capricorn rising, so it is hitting me as in my rising sign. And yeah.
Well, if they look at my Vedic astrology, I got Capricorn something. I don't know what. But I'm Taurus, and I've got Capricorn and something else, which is so totally different than.
Yeah, I mean, my moon
doesn't feel like it fits
my
me.
moon is Aquarius. What?
Yeah, I know.
And
I know.
I'm Aquarius too.
Yeah.
So
not
you
my
have to
moon,
pick
my
and
sun
choose.
sign. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to pick and choose.
no, I'm a Gemini with an Aquarius moon, but with the computer stuff, I spent Christmas break with my son having to practically redo my computer and put in a new hard drive and all that stuff. And in the process of all of that, my external hard drive decided to go kaput on me, which I panicked because everything's on it. I don't save anything on my computer. Everything goes to my little 4 terabyte hard drive. Well, I finally got the money to buy my new phone that I've been saving up for, and the external went out, and I wound up having to buy a new external hard drive this past weekend. It was like, damn it, that was my phone money.
Yeah.
But now I've got a little bit larger 5 terabyte hard drive, and he was able to get most everything transferred. Some files were corrupted and we had to delete them. I was like, that's fine, I can live without them. But I get really annoyed really fast when it's electronic stuff.
Thank you.
I think,
like I said, I know just enough to make me dangerous to be around when it starts acting up. It's like, the claws come out, let me tell you.
And I really think that's because we don't have that background, that expertise in it.
That's
right.
That's
at least we have people that do around us in some cases.
Yeah. Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
I know. We can't be perfect in everything or knowledgeable in every single thing.
But what solved my problem on my laptop earlier was going into ChatGPT and Googling, what do you do when this type of laptop does this? And what are the...
It's very helpful.
The only thing we didn't try is taking the battery out. Take the battery. It didn't even make sense. We had to take the back off the laptop, take the battery out, press the start button while the battery's out, put the battery back in. Voila. It worked.
Who knew that?
The last thing that we have ever tried worked.
I miss Clippy. When I first started doing office work and everything, Clippy was my best friend. You know, the little animated clip that would come up.
Yeah,
he was my best friend. I still probably in a box somewhere have got reams of paper of notes from Clippy on how to do stuff that's totally obsolete now because none of it works that way anymore. But
you know, Shari, I've had to curtail myself and like slap my hands for printing out GPT chat stuff on how to, because you know, I never go back and read anything, and I'd have files and files of how to.
Yeah,
it's just
have a bonfire. I want to allow Marina to say something. I feel like, you know, she can't say anything. So
say something, Marina.
Well, while you guys are talking, I was thinking that maybe if the problem with the sound is on my end is I have a new tablet, and I thought I had turned the volume, I'd put it on mute. But then when I went into the show, I could hear the show. Okay. So I'm gonna go.
We can't hear it anymore.
No, it's gone.
Can't hear it anymore.
No.
Oh, okay, well, good.
Fixed it.
But I'm
Talk
going
about
to
technical things, and Marina's back there doing technical things. Give me a break, you know.
So
Val and I are breaking about it. Marina's dealing with it. So.
Yeah.
There you go. That's right. Yeah. So okay. Well, maybe it just needed to. Yeah. For mind you, what I did do, because I couldn't figure out what it was. So when the show came up, I just clicked on it to stop,
Yeah.
And so it kind of muted everything. So I guess I'll be looking up how to mute a show on my tablet.
It's very clear now. It's like clearer than it's been for. Yeah.
Very clear.
Yeah.
Well then, okay,
good.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Now we
I'm
know what to
learning all
do
about it.
for any of us have that problem. We'll know. Oh, call Marina. She'll
So,
tell us.
folks, triggers can be addressed if you step back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't
She just
Marina's
stepped back
trigger.
from it.
It's
That's
just
right.
more fun to throw things and yell.
Yeah.
I felt that it was interesting that emotional triggers activate feelings of anger, shame, fear, and abandonment, often linked to early relationships or relational patterns, and or feeling dismissed because a childhood experience was not heard. And I remember when I had a certain voice or a certain way of saying something to Keith, and he would say to me, stop it. You sound like my mother. She always shamed me. Shame on you. Shame, shame, shame on you. So all he heard was his mother. Whether I was saying the word or not didn't matter. It was his mother was shaming him or telling him he was shamed. And we've all had, I think, some kind of an emotional trigger at any point in our lives. So
A tone of voice can definitely do it.
do it.
And my husband is the same way. If I use a certain tone of voice, he gets triggered.
Yeah. Or, I'll even say something and he'll say, I'll say it in this level, and he'll say, don't yell at me.
That's what my husband says too.
Oh my God, they're brothers.
They are brothers because
Mine used to say the same thing. Stop
Oh
yelling
my
at me.
God, that's
I
so
haven't raised my
funny.
voice. What are you talking about?
I'm not raising my voice. This is my normal volume. Yeah, you're yelling because he didn't like whatever I was saying.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So it's interesting that any time you're triggered, your body acts faster than your mind. So you're apt to feel it in your body. And you can get a tight chest. You can get racing thoughts. You can have freeze, fawn, flight, or fight. And they are somatic memories, which means they're stored in the body. So Val and I were talking about that before actually Marina came in, and Val had a epiphany. So share your epiphany.
Yeah, and the Akashic Record Masters gave me that clearing that I use and I teach in my class. And it starts with going into someone's cellular structure to clear away. And now I understand why they said go into the cellular structure.
Yeah.
Because that is where we store this stuff, all the stories that would trigger us from past lives and even this current life. So made perfect sense.
Amazing. Yeah. We also have something that happened to me this past week, identity triggers, where we must stay agreeable, where we're not enough, or we're being called something that is attacking our own integrity. A student did that to me this past weekend. And I was more concerned that somebody would see that because I'm being evaluated and say, oh, you must be a real, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it triggered in me a lot of fear. It really, and I managed to get through it, because I addressed it immediately, but I felt it in my stomach again. It's my stomach always.
That would totally be understandable. And even when you're in those situations and you feel that little trigger, what made the trigger happen, because you're cognizant. Even though you had that feeling, you didn't lose control of the situation or anything like that. You recognized it and you went back and addressed it in your own mind, in your own mind and body and spirit. So I think that's the perfect example of somebody seeing what they're still sensitive to and what they still store. Yeah.
Think of couples that fight all the time.
Yeah.
And it's because they've learned what the trigger switch is for their spouse to set them off, and they start fighting. And I don't know how many years I had been married when one day I had the epiphany of, well, if I know what buttons to push to make him get angry, how much better off will I be if I refuse to push that button?
Yeah.
And I
Good.
don't set them off. And then we can resolve it as two adults talking to each other. And yeah, that's very true.
It's very true. I love that, Shari.
Yes.
I just wanted to pipe in and say one of the things you learn about communication and as couples is fair fighting. Fair, which means you're not going into the past. You're not holding something over someone's head. You're only talking about the present moment. Don't wait to address something like passive aggressive and 10 days later you're angry about something else. Get it all out on the table right then and there and make it about you. Oh, honey, when you do this, I feel this way. Don't put it on them. Take responsibility for how you feel, but just to share it and say, when you talk about your ex-girlfriend, it makes me feel like I'm not good enough or whatever that may be. Sure. Whatever it is that triggers you. So
and I agree with this, Anya, that if you're in a long-term relationship with an anger, you do walk on eggshells, but you also sublimate because you don't want to get in a fight. And I did that with my mom, and then I never could get angry. She wouldn't allow me to get angry, and all I had to do was furrow my brow if she said something, and that was it. She went off on me. That was her trigger, and I thought, wow. But I do know now that she had no role model. So she's doing the best she could.
She was probably a total trigger walking around, getting triggered by everything constantly because she didn't have any coping skills to understand what that was all about.
Right.
So that's tough.
Some of the spiritual triggers are old vows, silent sacrifice or loyalty, past life memories, and growth threatens a familiar identity. I mean, I don't like it, but I like that they brought this up because I've had people say to me, well, you've changed a lot. Yeah?
Yes.
So have you. Yeah. It's like people, I wish you were the same way you were
one phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why can't you be like that? Why can't you be like that? Yeah.
That's a really beautiful.
You mean when I was quiet, when I didn't ask questions, when I didn't ask you to explain something and just took your word for everything? Is that what you mean?
It's just a beautiful way that somebody uses to manipulate you to feel bad that you've grown. And everybody changes and everybody grows, even if they don't feel like they have. They've changed inside. They've grown, and nothing stays the same.
No.
So,
which is another whole topic that is very interesting in that we have to accept the fact that things change all the time.
They do.
That's a whole other topic. Yeah.
And that in itself can kind of affect your lower three chakras, that security and whatnot. That's why going into your heart center and making that your sweet spot of connection helps you a lot to get through that.
Artist Liz, I love this because it reminds me of what people are writing about Renee Good. And if she was really a good mother, she wouldn't have not had all the children with her and all this other stuff. And I'm like, weren't in her shoes. So when other people think they know what's going on in your life and they judge you, I say, you know what? It's none of your business. It's just, but it can trigger you. It can trigger you. So absolutely.
Yeah. Well, when somebody else points at someone else, that's the first. What's pointing back? The three fingers to them. They're just pointing at a mirror of something inside of themselves that doesn't sit right with them, that hasn't been loved, that hasn't been addressed. And when they see it in someone else, it's a trigger. Yeah. So that is what triggers are.
That's very true.
That unloved part of ourselves that we don't have to, that we can see the truth of, that all parts of ourselves belong and should be loved and accepted in. Yes.
And no, this isn't the Long Ranger's trigger, just so you know.
No.
But that's okay, Garnet, because that made me happy. So yeah.
Yeah.
So why can't we just get over it? You know, somebody said, would you just get over it? What the hell's wrong with you? You know, this is your problem and you just got to get over it. Well, it's
That
because,
triggers me.
yeah, sure.
When somebody tells me, oh, just get past it, get over it. It's like, don't tell me what to get over and when to get over it. That makes me like want to put up my fist and say, come closer to my face and say that. Come within striking distance.
Because it's devaluing your feelings. It's devaluing your feelings. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the only way we can really get over it is to feel safe with somebody or in a situation and recognize, I guess, oh, this person wasn't like that person was, you know, that kind of thing. Or be present in the situation, witness or regulation. It says trying to bypass them spiritually usually strengthens them. I thought that was fascinating as well. So, Val's right. Pause and then reset.
Yes.
I haven't been able to do that yet. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's really what it's all about. And believe me, there are those things that I'm still working on.
If that doesn't work, pull out the battery, wait 5 minutes, and put the battery back in, see what happens.
Yeah.
You're still going to be triggered by things, even if you think, oh, I've handled all my triggers. No.
Some that just sneak in.
It's how you handle it that changes. Is instead of just reacting to the trigger, you stop. Yes, you take a deep breath and you say, oh, okay, I've been here before. Why am I feeling like this? And how can I go back a little deeper and find out where the root of this started? Was it something that someone said to me? Was it something that I heard about myself? And I took it as this is gospel. This is what applies to me. And it might have at that particular moment. It doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't apply to me anymore. So you can go back and you can change that tape. You can say,
Yeah.
And the inside story to that is, as you are doing that and you're not deciding you're going to go into the story drama, that 3D angst and story and explode, and be reactive to the trigger. You just decided to stay in your consciousness and be present in observation mode with it. That is the biggest step you could take.
It is,
not to go into the drama, because you're saying, I am the consciousness. I am all that is. I am not the story.
Right.
That is a huge step.
It is.
Basically.
It is.
Yeah. For all of you.
It's interesting. It's saying you need to name the core need. And I think when I threw those things and I felt unheard.
Yeah.
And now I'm seeing that you have to either have validation, safety, choice, rest, or truth, and ask what this trigger, where that trigger comes in, not only in the body, but also in relation to other things in your life. And feeling unheard is really, really difficult.
It's got to be. And when you think about, you are getting things done, you're organizing, you're cleaning out, you're whatever. That is your voice. You're speaking with your voice. You're choosing with your, even if it's not a vocal voice, that is you choosing. So that you felt silenced by that or unheard by that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
He wasn't real pleased about it, but it turned out okay. We all have issues. We were on vacation and he had a trigger come through, and I've never seen him blow up like that before. And he said, I am so sorry. That triggered me. And I was like, wow.
What?
Triggering is interesting. And I always think it's good, because I look at my husband, if he gets triggered, and I go, wow, look at that. I taught you how to express yourself. But now, now you got to look at what triggered you and where it came from.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Absolutely.
love that.
Absolutely.
Well, it's a twofold event from being able to recognize the trigger and then follow it back, like Val was saying, and discover where is this coming from? Why am I feeling this way? Was it a word? Was it an action? Was it a particular person, as it can be with some of us?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know about y'all, but there have been times in my life where just a certain person had to walk in the same room. And it was like all my antenna went up, all the red flags, and I was just on the precipice of going off and I don't know what it was about this person because they appeared to be a nice person. They were always pleasant to me, but it was like something under the skin. It was like looking at something and you can't really see. It's like what you're seeing on the surface is not what's slipping around underneath. And I know now that was just empath in me picking up on it. At the time, I didn't know what that was. Or
It sounds like a past life situation.
It could be that too. Yeah. Very much so.
Yeah. So, I don't know, but it was just, and it's only happened to that extreme with one person, which fortunately I've never seen again. So, after many years, but still, it was upsetting because I couldn't figure out why, if that person showed up,
you had that reaction.
Yeah.
And that's really hard when you're trying to figure your trigger out and you don't have any evidence in front of you you don't have any bigger story to look and see what it was that you were attaching to. Then that's when you look at past lives and you think, well, there must have been some other story that I don't know about from some other time.
I used to always equate it with like being in a horror film where you look at the supposed good person you're looking at, but in the movies they're watching, they can see the evil sliding around under the skin kind of thing, where you're like, oh, the monster's going to come out any minute. That was the effect that this person had on me.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's a trust your gut. Trust your intuition.
Yeah, exactly.
When that happens, you say, okay, spirit, thank you.
Yeah, you got the identification. Don't be around that person or mess with that person because that's.
What I also like is that we need to, when it happens, it's like it's okay.
It is okay.
It isn't, and they're saying you're supposed to give yourself compassion and whatever it is, learn from it, and that you didn't realize before, but you have learned now. And it says compassion neutralizes the shame because shame is a fuel for triggers.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
If we're shamed because we've acted this way, we could certainly go back and apologize, but we've got to say it's okay. We didn't do it with that intention. It was in the body. The body responded first. Yeah.
Because when you get into a trigger, everybody in chat land, it takes you over. It takes you over like you aren't even there anymore. It's just the trigger talking. And then you go, oh, what did I just say? Oh, God, what did I do?
What did I do?
That is you coming back into your consciousness and being in this present moment after you just went into the fake drama of the story.
Right.
And you forget. You go to sleep and let the trigger control you.
You do.
Yes.
And then you feel guilty.
It's important to know and understand what it is that triggers you.
Yeah.
And to teach yourself to recognize it when it happens so that you can pull yourself back.
Exactly.
I wish I could say I have that capability. I'm still working on that because
that's okay. It may be a whole lifetime.
It may take me another 60 years to get to that point. I don't know, but
just so long as you're looking out and you try to be the observer in your life, and you realize the stories in front of you are not you, and they are reflections of you. And all these different aspects of you showing up as different souls playing different roles. So, that is going to help you somewhat.
Well, and I
Sure.
think a lot of what I learned is that once I realized how being an empath actually affected how I responded to people, and I realized it was because I'm picking up on what's going on with them. It's not me per se that's being triggered. It's someone else in the room that's getting triggered, and I'm absorbing all that energy. And
That's true, but you're also remembering. You're remembering something from the past, and it's being brought up by this person now. And so you got to also understand that that past stuff is what goes into your body, even though you're also empathic. It's kind of a complicated, recipe in a way. Yeah. I like that, Shari. That's good. So triggers aren't failure. They're evidence of unfinished love within us. I thought that was awesome. You know, we always look at things in binaries: good, bad, up, down, success, failure. You know, there's never a middle ground, and we need that, or a unification at the very, of that we are connected to that person that we're dealing with or that triggered us, and also that kind of behavior from the past. And God, it's complicated. And it is a work in progress, Shari. Yeah.
And it's perfectly okay to look at those things and to ask the questions. Why am I being triggered? Where did this come from? And think of it as a journey into getting to know yourself.
Yeah.
And the more that you know, the more that you can handle. Right?
Exactly.
The quicker that you can let go of that physical reaction and say, oh, what's going on here? Yeah, I get it. All right. And you'll find that the more work that you do, the quicker that some of the triggers that maybe haven't come up for you yet, but when they do come up, you can go through them a lot quicker.
True.
Because you've been through the exercise of how to do it and so on.
That's right. And I have to say, there's a couple of people in the chat talking about EMDR, which I did with a professional. And I have to say, it is eye movement desensitization. It's a therapy, a psychotherapy that helps you heal from the past stuff. So I went in, and you move your eyes one direction to be in the old story, and you envision it. Then you move over your eyes over to this side, and you're letting go of the story. You're reprogramming your brain about the story or reworking the story.
Okay.
And so you're doing that on all these childhood things that probably are triggers in your adult life. And it really is pretty amazing. So if you all want to Google that and try that, I was able to just do it over the phone. We didn't even have a video, but they direct you. Yeah, they're directing you. If you're good at visualization, you can do it that way.
Okay.
What are you going to do in person that's different? Not much. So it really does change. So when you're looking one direction, it's affecting a certain part of your brain. Past and present. You're rewiring. You're
rewiring that
recreating the story
in your body. Yeah. Okay.
And you do this, and it took like I don't know how many sessions, but it did make a huge difference. So,
and so many triggers that we have as adults, I think, do relate back to our childhood.
Oh yeah,
they're all in the aspect of just seeing something happening through a child's eye, which doesn't understand what's going on in the grown-up world. And so we become a grown-up and we experience that, and we immediately go back to that past of being a child and having that reaction. And I think one of the biggest pluses for ourselves is learning when to recognize it and then start taking the steps right there in the moment to back yourself out of it, or to change the tape, however you deal with that.
And I have to say the goal is not to stop having triggers. The goal is to stop being run by them. And
Yes.
if you want to add a higher insight to that, consciousness, as consciousness expands, subtler triggers appear. Subtler triggers. Not because something is wrong, but because awareness is now wide enough to notice them. So you're noticing more subtle things that happen that you would have not even noticed, because you're not getting a trigger in the body like anymore. You're getting subtle things.
You're getting something else. I love the idea also that the trigger acts as a messenger, not a malfunction.
Yeah.
And so, people are always saying, well, how do I know if this, or how are you watching yourself and your reactions to things? Are you looking for the answer within yourself? And in the moment, we're not able to do that sometimes because we're so triggered that we're out of here.
If you're in the deep, the 3D story, you're not going to be able to do anything.
Right.
But later you're going to think about it. But to not be in the 3D story, when we talk about you're in the observation mode of your life, you're the consciousness, you're the source energy that's looking at everything happening to you. It's almost like floating above your body, watching everything occur in your life.
Sure.
You aren't in the weeds with it. You don't have to get in the weeds with it and get in all that. You're just observing that. Oh, that's interesting. Look at that happen. Or look at this happen. That's how you stay in the flow of life. That's how you can not be triggered by things. But when you get a strong enough trigger, you come back in and
it's like being in the Wizard of Oz house going up in the air. I mean, you're out of here. And I wish people that I know if I get that bad and Keith says to me, why are you yelling at me? I said, it has nothing to do with you. I was yelling at the stupid idiot on the tube or whatever it was. It's got nothing to do with you.
Yes,
exactly. So Artist Liz says, and this is manipulation, I think, Artist Liz. What are your thoughts about a person who goes out of their way? They know how to push your buttons.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so they want to piss you off.
Remember how I talked about fair fighting and to understand how you communicate fairly with your spouse or loved ones? It is not about bringing anything up that is about them. You're talking about you. This is how I feel when this happens with you, or this is how I feel. You're talking about you. So you take it off them. The focus isn't them. You're communicating about your own feelings. There's you don't bring up the past. Why do you always?
Yeah.
When I remember in the past when you blah, blah, blah.
Yada. Yeah.
None of those things. You're in the present moment talking about your feelings in that situation and how you feel. So there's no way to get triggered by someone else. If they are doing that, they're not. It's not communicating in a clear and we'll just say truthful way in the present moment. It is a manipulative way because they really must want to trigger you and make you mad because they have power. They think they have power over you. When you don't respond to a trigger, those people who are manipulating you have there's no currency. They don't get anything.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you know that this person triggers you or knows how to push your buttons, don't react. When they say something, oh my God, here you go, you always do blah blah blah, and you can feel yourself going, just stop, take a deep breath, smile, and say, that's interesting.
Exactly. And you'll fry their mind if you do.
Yes, that's true. If you can do it. It's hard to do. It really is. Yeah.
But make it a game. Oh,
yes.
Next time they say anything, I'm just going to smile at them and go, oh, interesting.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Innocent Potato had an interesting situation with another teacher and then eventually couldn't stop telling her exactly how she felt and that she had diarrhea of the mouth, you know what I mean? And she didn't have a problem after that. And sometimes that works. sometimes it doesn't. As I explained, I was at the mortgage company, and this lady that was an officer, she could tell them, what is it you people do? You're not doing your job and you're terrible. And they go, and then if I said it, they went, oh, so this, because they were triggered because that I didn't do that. And so that was probably passive aggressive as well. And they didn't like that. So
yeah. That's true. Yeah.
But wow. Well, I love your comments that you're making in the chat, and yeah, thank you for making them. It is something we're all dealing with, and yeah, we should feel like, oh, good, it's like I'm not the only one, because sometimes
we're all getting triggered by different things, and at whatever level that our triggers are at, triggers don't stop. It's just that we advance to a different level of or perspective of triggers, and then they're just super subtle.
And you can't make someone else's triggers go away. All you can do is work on your own triggers, and then react to them when they try to involve you with it.
Yeah.
I think those are two important points. Is you can't control their response, but you can control your response.
No, you're absolutely right. And I love this. May we honor our triggers as them being our teachers, our bodies as our allies, and our awareness as medicine.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, I think that was a perfect ending to that discussion.
Perfect ending.
I'm pleased that there was so much to say, and people felt like
people really liked to hear about it, because it's a big topic that, we face it every day, literally.
We do. Yep. We can all be fallible, that's for sure. So we will be on next week. I believe Marina is the hostess. Is it right? Okay.
Yes, we will be on.
Do you girls want to give a little bit of what's going on for you this week before we leave? That would be wonderful. Val, you got something coming up?
For me, let's see. I have the Cool Crone Oracle. Wait, no, let me back up. I have Messages for Light Workers with Marina tomorrow. And I'm sure the guides will come up with a fabulous topic for us to talk about. And that's at 3 p.m. Pacific time. So also the Cool Crone Oracle on Friday at 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern. Those are the two things I have coming up. And thank you.
All right. Marina?
Lovely. And yes, I'll be doing Messages for Light Workers with Val tomorrow. And then after that at 7 p.m., it's Kitchen Table Issues. Cleo is going to join me. And I'll be on Cool Crone on Friday. And then at 8 p.m. tomorrow, Aley's going to join me for Story in the Cards.
On Friday, right? Yeah.
Tomorrow. On Friday. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I'm going to let Shari say hers, but I'm going to be on with Arthur and Donna Marie at 6:00 tonight. If you're in needing, time. Yeah. Shari, what are you going to be doing, sweetheart?
I actually had to go to my post page to pull up my schedule.
I understand. I never can remember.
Well, tomorrow night is Golden Girls Coffee Clutch on Marina's channel. And then, no, that's not right. That's last week. Okay.
Like that.
I thought I had this week's posted, and I don't. I posted the wrong one. So this Thursday is Politics with Judy. That's what it is. And I don't remember anything after that. I know I have an eye appointment on Friday.
Well, we hope you'll be able to see it up when you're coming out of it.
I go every 6 months so they can check the eye pressure and all that fun stuff. And because I've got ocular high pressure and I've got cataracts starting to form, and so now I have to go every 6 months to the eye doctor, and they do all the weird, crazy tests where they put like colored drops in my eyes, blue drops, pink drops, green
That's
drops,
what we
yellow
get
drops.
for just getting older. Yeah, we're
I
just so
told them, I
lucky.
said, damn, we got a Mardi Gras happening in my eyes just with the drops that they put in it.
That's right.
And and I know I got other stuff. I just don't remember what it
I
is.
know.
And
Well, everybody knows how to
my
find you,
book
just
is
like
still
they do
packed
me.
in my laptop bag. I haven't unpacked yet. So,
Well, I want to say thank you to everybody for being with us tonight. And thank you, ladies, as always, my beautiful sisters. And don't let things trigger you if you can do it. If you can do it. If you can't, don't beat yourself up. We'll see you again soon. Love you. Bye.
Bye for now.
everybody.